Today's forecast is going to focus in on a new storm system arriving in southwestern Europe by midweek. This storm is going to be the first one following our new storm track as a result of the weather pattern change I've been talking about. Then, beyond what we have going on here in Europe, we're also going to take some time to go over some threats of severe weather in the United States. So if you do enjoy the following report, consider dropping a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. Let's get straight into it. To start off the work week today on March 4th, we have that last wave of unsettled weather pushing into Ireland and the UK, and that also brought a cold front down into France and Iberia. Other than some strong wind gusts, especially in parts of Ireland, we shouldn't see too much impact. Now, the system I'm going to be watching for by midweek is going to be making itself apparent by tomorrow morning, and you can see that low pressure area getting its act together over the open ocean. Fortunately, that specific area of low pressure will not have an impact on anyone, and that's because it's just going to swing backward before it can get any closer to Europe. But that's not even the part of the storm we should be watching for, because it's actually the southern end of this system that's going to break off and then jumpstart the development of a storm for Iberia by Wednesday. You can see that storm continuing to organize as it closes in on Spain and Portugal, and by late Wednesday into the early morning hours of Thursday, a robust cold front will be making landfall. Behind that front, more unsettled weather is expected across Portugal and Spain, and that could include strong winds, heavy rain showers, and perhaps some thunderstorm activity. As it works its way inland on Thursday into Friday, it's going to fall apart, especially over Spain, but that's not going to stop it from bringing some precipitation into France and areas around the Mediterranean. By the weekend, the next disturbance will be moving in, and you can still see that anticyclone is going to be keeping much of Europe relatively dry by suppressing the storms towards the south. Focusing in on that first storm, which is really what I wanted to talk about in the European segment of this video, I created my first severe weather threat graphic for Wednesday into Thursday. I did a couple of these back in January when we had a system bringing the risk of severe storms to Portugal and Spain, so look out for more of these maps on my videos, especially as we head into the spring and summer months. Anyways, I'm currently expecting a chance of strong to maybe even a few isolated severe storms across Portugal and a big portion of Spain. This is because of a few factors including strong wind shear, respectable Cape values exceeding 500 joules per kilogram, and a negatively tilted trough. Wind and heavy rainfall will be another couple things to watch for, and they will most likely be the most widespread risk, especially over Portugal. For Wednesday, March 6th, the primary area of concern for strong wind is going to be across the Azores Islands, with the heavy rainfall risk generally confined to the open ocean, but I can't rule out some heavy rain, especially in southern Ireland. Going into Thursday, the wind risk is going to shift into Iberia as that storm moves in, with the heavy rainfall threat also being centered over the region. And then by Friday, the wind and rainfall threat will both persist across the same general area as the storm continues to move through. Speaking of heavy precipitation, this is what you can expect between March 4th and the 9th. A well-defined swath of moderate to heavy precipitation is noted all across southern Europe, with northern, central, and eastern areas still expected to be generally dry in most areas. As far as snowfall goes, we can expect the heaviest and most widespread snowfall across various mountainous regions in southern Europe as multiple storms track across the region. And then looking towards the rest of the European continent, we can expect most areas to see very little to no snow, unless you are in this red outline, since that's where I expect an easterly low pressure system to bring some light snow showers within the next few days. So that's going to be all for the European weather segment for today, but I have more information coming very soon. Consider subscribing if you would like to stay up to date on the latest developments with this system and anything else coming after, but for now, please enjoy Chapter 2. Severe weather season is kicking into gear across North America, and it's happening much farther north than it should be. This can be blamed on yet another surge of record warmth, so let's time this out. We have a marginal risk of severe storms in effect for today, Monday, March 4th. Storms will develop by this afternoon, and by the time I upload this video, that's probably already going to be happening, and then these storms are going to become more widespread heading into the evening and nighttime hours, all the way from Texas to Illinois. By tomorrow, the northern end of this system should lose its punch, but we have another marginal risk in effect for southern areas, so watch out for another round of strong to severe thunderstorms down there. And then by Wednesday, we should see more storm activity mainly across the southeast US, with the greatest potential for stronger storms over the Florida peninsula. If you look further west, you'll also notice a general thunderstorm risk over the Central Plains, and that's just a precursor to the next storm, which could bring another couple rounds of intense severe storms. That brings us to Thursday, March 7th, which already has a slight risk of severe weather issued by the Storm Prediction Center, and that extends from central Texas to Mississippi. The main risk of severe weather is going to shift eastward by Friday, with a slight risk highlighting that risk from Texas to Georgia. We may even see a third round of severe thunderstorms from this same system going into the weekend around the Carolinas into Florida, but there's still too much uncertainty right now to nail down a specific severe weather threat area. That's going to be all for now, but make sure you stay tuned for further updates on this situation as well as what we have going on in Europe. Thanks for watching today's report, and make sure to leave any feedback or comments you have down below. And with that said, I'll see you on the next video.